Hi, my name is Vladas Meskelis, and I'm here to summarize all the most important contents from the subject studies uh, along 2 years of Master in Business Administration from Kaplan Business School. Before I begin, I would like you to recommend you to have a look at the About Me um, area part of this assessment because it is important for you to be aware of my previous experience, uh, both in studies and work experience. So my MBA experience started from GB 500 Business Perspectives. Um, since this is my second master, my second MBA actually, um, um, a good part of this subject it was almost a review for me. The most important parts were about Porter five forces, the potential entrance, the power of buyers, the threat of substitutes, the power of supplies, and competitive rivalry. Pestle analysis as an important tool to analyze external factors regarding political, economical, social, technological, environmental, and legal factors. So you can constantly evaluate the external environment to your company and try to identify possible threats and opportunities to your company, just as well as changes in the landscape. And finally, the one thing that was really nice to know actually was the business model canvas, which is designed to facilitate the process of elaborate business plans for new organizations, and it's a very interesting tool, very easy to use, and extremely visual. So from this subject, I think the most important would be the business model canvas. The next subject that I would like to talk about is GB 519, measurement and decision making. Since I've been working for key performance indicators and performance measurement systems for almost all my life. So there, to be honest, there wasn't something very new to me. I could mention the concept of lead and lag indicators, which is basically indicators, the lead indicators before the end of the process, and lag indicators, the reactive measures, or something that you only we will only know at the end of the process. Again, the importance of performance systems, which basically what you cannot measure, you cannot manage. So, and the difference and importance of management accounting and controlling, which again wasn't something new to me. And there is a difference between controlling and management accounting. Being controlling something more technical, more related to governance and in legal requirements, as management accounting is something for more directed to the day-to-day and tactic and strategic decisions. Marketing management, that was something really new to me. So I learned some pretty good basic concepts like the 4 Ps: product, price, promotion, placement, or positioning from Kotler. And something that was really nice to know was value co-creation, where to gain competitive advantage using new technologies to attract and build relationship with customers. Companies no longer should keep treating them as targets, but rather as co-creators of the company. That's a very important concept because with internet economy, and customers are moving from what used to be a passive behavior towards companies, and customers are assuming more proactive and definitely um, decisive role toward companies to the point of co-creating value directed for what they want. So it was really, really, really good to understand this concept, and definitely it is something that I'm going to use towards my professional life. GB 560, design, improve, and implement processes. Again, I've been acting all my life as a business analyst slash project manager regarding ICT projects and organizational changes. So that was also something not new to me. So what got my attention the most was the combination of two concepts. The lean concept, which is just the use of ideas originally employed in lean manufacturing to improve functions in all departments of an enterprise. The Six Sigma with the mic process, define, measure, analyze, improve, control, famous for production line applications and process control techniques. And the good stuff was the combination of these two concepts, which become the Lean Six Sigma, which is just a lighter version of Six Sigma, stripped of whatever is not needed by the company at that moment. It's basically a flexibilization of the Six Sigma framework. Okay. Next, GB 570, value chain. This was a really important subject to me since I've worked with supply chain and procurement as well, because it promoted a change in thinking from a supply chain and a procurement perspective as one end of the production process to a value chain approach, like the one introduced by Porter, to break down companies' processes and their interactions in order to examine costs and find differentiation possibilities to create competitive advantage, which is nothing more than try to focus on value through all processes. And this was a change in thinking promoted especially after the global financial crisis in 2008 and 2009, where leaders actually started to embrace the value chain management, so they started to provide customers with total quality experience and not just observe profits or only one separate part of the process. They started to think about what would give the most value to customers instead of a limited vision. Next was MBA 506 on thinking styles, negotiation, and conflict management. I've participated of many courses, leadership courses, and training paid by the companies that I've worked for. So conflict management techniques like the concept of hidden agendas and negotiation as well. Concepts like the BATNA or the best agreement to negotiated the best alternative to a negotiated agreement were not new to me. What were new, and I think it was really nice to get to know it, was the about thinking styles and the difference between external, hierarchic, liberal, global, legislative thinkings, because that goes along with a very interesting concept of stakeholders management, which is key to any project manager. There is just no project without the leadership support and stakeholder support. So that really complements my knowledge, especially as a project manager. So, people, culture, and leadership, the MBA 401 subject. The most important part of the subject to me was about the leadership styles and behaviors, like participative, autocratic, entrepreneurial, and passive kinds of leaderships, along with their behaviors. So again, that went along with an area of interest of mine, which is project management. So it was really interesting to understand and get to know it. After that, digital marketing, which is a relatively new area. So it was really important to understand the concepts of the of search engine optimization or SEO, and the digital marketing funnel, because that really helped to complement a lot of concepts learned in marketing management and apply them into this new digital era. Data analysis and problem solving, MBA 504 from a great teacher called Chris Ivor. The most important part for me was about the steps to problem solving using data analysis techniques, and the presentation of this beautiful tool called Tableau, which I'll definitely will use it and advance my studies on it. Basically, the steps of problem solving using data analysis is purpose definition, the question elaboration, data collection, data analysis, interpretation, and evaluation. So it was a very interesting subject, again, about a discipline relatively new to market, and definitely there is a large possibility that I will follow this path of data analysis and problem solving. So it was really important to me. Now about governance, ethics, and sustainability, the MBA 402 subject, again by a great teacher, my dear friend Adam. What matters me the most about this subject as an overseas student and as a foreigner who is planning to live here in Australia for at least a long time, was about the regulatory agencies like ACCC and Fairworks, regarding governance, the need of an administration board constituted of different professionals with diverse backgrounds, succession plan to substitute those professionals if needed, and the impact of the board member reputation. Also, a lot was talked about ethics and moral ambiguity, which help us to elevate our actions as professionals into a more ethical behavior towards businesses. Finally, dynamic strategy and innovation. Again, there was a lot of stakeholder analysis and their current behavior. Again, there is no innovation, there is no project if the stakeholders are not on the same page. So this really complemented my knowledge, and was really important to me to understand that. And the innovation, the new business, the new technologies, the disruption businesses. It was important to get to know that, to situate myself in this new era, in this new internet era, and in this new market. The landscape is moving too fast. It's changing too fast. So it is really important to understand some of the concepts presented. Finally, the MBA 633, Digital Analytics, Big Data, and Tech. It was a very similar subject to data analysis and problem solving. I think the biggest difference and the most important part was to learn the importance of telling stories with new data visualization techniques. I've been working with performance systems and performance presentations and projects and a lot of different stuff. And my preferred tool of work has been always Excel, and it was really nice to get to know a little bit more about Tableau, a little bit more about Spotfire, and the possible data visualizations techniques and storytelling behind those. So it was really nice to understand that. Finally, I would like to thank for your attention, and see you next time.